What's going on, guys? Trevor Plays here, back again with a new live reaction. We are here with My Hero Academia, chapter 364, Why We Wield Power. Of course, we are kicking it right back off a little bit where we left off in the last chapter, somewhat with a little bit of a flashback, kind of, um, to see what is going on with All For One a little bit and why he is the way that he is now, and the fact that we can actually see most of his face uh, is, you know, something, because for the longest time he's looked like, Darth Vader for a while. Um, but yeah, anyway. So, Shigaraki stole those refined samples of the chemical that Shie Hasaikai developed for destroying quark factors. It came to me, and I wasted no time in trying to replicate it. Turns out, the substance originated from a person's quirk. Ain't that a hoot? Like you're always saying, fate brings everything full circle. During the refining process, I started focusing not on the deleter rounds, but on the quirk's original effect. And I've got to say, my doomsday theory was right on the money. You only get one shot, one and done, assuming things go according to plan, and you get to walk free again. I'm betting it'll help make your dream come true. And just in case I'm not around when you get out of the big house, I'm leaving it all in this safe house, along with the data. Allow me to speak my mind. Your voice, your eyes, your smile. Bring joy to my heart. And if I had one wish, I'd ask that your own heart be filled with hate. Be proud, Endeavor. I never thought you'd be the one forcing me to play this card. He's rejuvenated. His body is back to prime condition. Look, little Ares power. This is bad. Huh. My body feels as light as silk. Okay, so now I see why. So he somehow used, at some point, he has used um, the, not, the leader rounds, really. Um, kind of, but has made it to where it is reverting him back to his prime state. So that's why we can now see his face, and it's not all burned up and stuff like that, and his body is regenerating with Ares quirk pretty much. Um, so we see him shoot past a bunch of heroes on the ground. Huh? What? Ah, my quirk. I'll take the cape too. While I'm at it, fighting in the buff is hardly my style. That's just a random hero as well. Hawks goes down and picks her up. This bit of rewinding will be the end of me. I'm ultimately doomed to vanish now. But my dream will live on as I pass the baton to Tomura Shigaraki. The only task left to me is to rescue him from your brazen trap. So if you don't mind, a massive yet suicidal power-up, Endeavor just needs to deliver one more solid blow. So, your dream, huh? Something beyond stealing one for all? I still gotta buy time. Mind filling me in for future reference? It's simple. I'm quite influenced by comics. Oh boy. The world always fears the big bad villain. Why do you think that is? Because he does bad stuff? And what counts as bad stuff? In a world teeming with myriad cultures and values, bad stuff would be an act that universally makes the masses turn up their noses in disgust. An act which thwarts the future they envision. So I intend to thwart the future of the whole world. That's all I've ever wished for. Hey, yo. Wait, what? Hey, yo. Hey, yo. We're over here in Washington, D.C. at the United States of America. Let's go. All right. This is the moment to strike. If we don't indefinitely eliminate Tomura now, the US will face the danger he poses. And how would we rein in this crisis? Unlike most others, our nation has already taken half a step into the red zone, and you're to blame, Timothy Agpar. According to reports from the Quirk research agencies, Tomura is already beyond anything humanity can stop. An unknowable, untouchable entity, capable of just about anything. You faced that monster and made it clear that we're his enemy via Star and the missiles. You're saying we should appease him instead. There's already a standoff between the world's developed nations as we wonder who will be the first to earn Tomura's trust. Thinking about how we should let him rule over us, that's insanity. Only to minimize casualties. To fill him out before a more decisive strike. Give that monster even an inch, and he'll take a mile. We'll be neutered. Tim, this is our nation's future, says the person who I am assuming is our president. Because he's still shaded out, so we don't know what he looks like. We won't have a future. Your position's forcing you to take this stance, yes? Yes. Easy there, Mr. Agpar. And then they draw their guns on him. And they're like, no. Do you know what Star really was fighting for? Why do you think Cassie followed in her idol's footsteps and died for it? I'm sure you haven't really forgotten. Children observe adults as they grow. Adults, in turn, support the children as they pass it forward, and so on to the next generation. So we see All Might reaching his hand out to Cassie, and then Cassie reaching her hand out. Heroes have always wielded their power in the name of that cause. And then we cut back over to Bakugo lying on the ground with Genus and Edgeshot showing up. And we actually get to see his face. He doesn't have his mask on at this point. It's kind of shaded out, so we don't really get to see it in full view. But I'm sure whenever this does get animated, we will actually see his face. So that's pretty cool. Genus says, Edgeshot. Yes, I am the ninja hero. There is no realm I cannot infiltrate. And I have ample experience invading the bodies of others. This is no time to lie down and die. Mirko, do not go quietly. Should he tear you asunder, sink your teeth into his flesh. So pointless. Because Edgeshot the hero will not let this pass. This stopped heart belongs to a life we can ill afford to lose. I am not too late. I shall replace what's missing and make it pump. Kimahara, there's no coming back from this for you. Just so I leave the rest in your capable hands. Club President Hakamada. And we see a young Edgeshot and best genist at UA. And we do get to see his face a little bit. And we get to see his face fully here. Ninpo, 1,000 Sheet Pierce Zenith. I will be the boy's heart. To be continued. Okay. Okay. So, there's a few things here. Okay. Okay. I have to think really hard about this. Mostly because of this last part here. Mostly. Okay. Okay. So, I see. I see what happened here at the beginning. So, of course, the chemical factor, that uh, overall had at the Shei Hasaikai, uh, the deleter rounds or, whatever it is, like the quirk erasure bullets and stuff like that. Dr. Ujiko decided to revamp revamp it a little bit. Not really, but only go for the quirk origins effect instead of doing the whole deletion round type thing and stuff like that. So of course, scientists experimenting on stuff to then come up with a somewhat formulated product for All for One to use at some point, and stuff like that. So he has used it, and of course he is reverting back to his prime state. We do see like Ares quirk type regeneration stuff happening here. Um, and then the fact that because now he is in his prime, he's going to be faster and a bunch of other stuff. So him going around stealing quirks and clothes and stuff like that is obviously easy for him because he's fast. Um, and then us finally getting to see his actual face, what he used to look like, and stuff like that. It's cool to see. Um, and I was kind of wondering if he was just going to be this villain where we only got to see his face in some type of flashback type scenario, and he was just going to have the melted, molded, face like Darth Vader, like Anakin, as he was burned alive uh, by the lava. Somewhat similar fashion is what I was thinking. Was we weren't going to see his face in the actual story, but in like flashbacks. But you know what? I'm fine with this. This is cool. Um, Stepping over to the U.S., I am glad that they were finally bringing back the U.S. because of all of us here in the United States being fans, whether for or against this story. The fandom has been crazy, and has gone all over the place, taking a bunch of sides, talking about all this other stuff, and all these other things going on that are irrelevant, really, in my mind. Um, but yeah, seeing us cut back over here and see what's happening over in the U.S. is crazy. Like, the first scene we have is a sign that says, uh, "We are all for one," and it's just like a bunch of destroyed stuff in the city, and like is that speaks volumes, really. So we can see that All for One has had a major toll on other nations, not just Japan. And then we see over here at the White House, the president and Timothy Agpar. Again, another Star Wars reference. So I'm really glad that I'm mentioning all this stuff, which is great. Um, but yeah, it's cool to see like how does the U.S. view all of this stuff really, and like what has been going on and stuff like that, and then the fact that he he's bringing up this whole thing of like, you know, do you know what Cassie or Star was really fighting for, and just like stuff like that is like it's great. I love that. And just seeing the whole like narration thing here. Um, and then here we are at the last little bit here, um, with Ed Shot. Um, so I have liked Ed Shot as a character. His design's really cool. His powers are cool. Um, I was kind of hoping we would have had more screen time with him to fully understand how his powers work. Um, because literally just bringing this up here is just freaking weird. Um, and it's like we get this cool, like, kind of sentimental, like, thing, and then the fact that Best Genius and him were at UA together and in uh we're in a club together, because Best Genius was the club president, um which I think it says it here. Hold on, I gotta zoom in. What does it say? Textile Arts Association, join us. All are welcome. Nin. Uh, hone your skills, and then like I can't really read it. Like it's like hone your skills, and then like something else. Can't really read it. Um, but yeah, so that's pretty cool. Now the whole fact that he is going to become Bakugo's heart is something. It's definitely something. Um, one, did not see this coming at all. Honestly, never thought it was a possibility. Here, I'm gonna let me turn on my lamp. There we go. Light. I'm getting lights going, or the sun's going down over there. All right. So, yes. So, here's one of the things where this is the mixed feelings for it. Um, one is the story could go on with Bakugo dying. You know, it could. It would just really, you would have to push the motivation for everybody else, um, to get stronger, to not let that happen to anybody else. Um, or you can do it this way and somehow revive Bakugo. Um, and somehow write the story in a way that is fitting for everybody, um, as a fandom. I feel like when the event happened, it felt like for a lot of people that it was a good decision and it was a good time. Um, that just the unexpected happened and went out with the bang, literally. And I feel like that would be a really good way to like kind of fully like write a character that's been developed for so long. Finally said Izuku instead of Deku. Um, so like character development is very, very obviously important for characters and stuff and series and stories and a bunch of things. Um, but again, I really wish we saw more of Edshot. Knew what his power was, really. I'm sure we're going to now, but the fact that this is just like a one-off thing, that is like, oh yeah, him and Best Genius were club mates and stuff like that. Oh, and I will be this boy's heart. I have infiltrated a bunch of bodies and stuff like that. How? What is your power? What does it do? How does this make any sense, really? I feel like that's the big question here is how does this work? How is this going to work? How does this work in general? I don't know. I honestly don't know, and I don't know how uh, it's going to be written. Um, and honestly, like, I bro, I don't know, man. I don't know. Again, I am along for the ride of My Hero. It has some very, very ups and downs throughout the story. Um, this one, I think we're at that point where we had the up with the event, and now we're back down because of what is happening. Um, Personally, for me, like, it's the author who is writing the story. So if he has some type of amazing conclusion to all of this, then by all means, I don't care. But as a storyteller, which I am not, but as an enjoyer of storytelling, I would say that this is a cop out. This is a cop out. And because of that, it's going to lead to a bunch of discussions, a bunch of negativity, and probably more death threats to the author again, I'm sure. But bro, it's the dude is writing the story for all of our entertainment and stuff like that. And don't get me wrong, I love My Hero for all of its amazing parts. Like, it has a bunch of amazing parts. It has a bunch of amazing characters. It has an amazing plot line as a story. However, there are some things that have been very, very bad. And this one, again, it's a cop out. I really think it's a cop out on an amazing story perspective going forward, um, with the events that have happened, um, and I don't know, man. Like, it's as a story perspective, it feels like a cop out. As another type of story perspective, it's a way to maybe rewrite a character. Maybe that's what it is. Maybe that's what it's getting at, is because of certain events and uh other causes. You could say that, you know you've died, you've come back, you're a completely different person than before, but that is mostly just because of, you know because that was the thing, is if somehow, I'm gonna say somehow this works, but obviously it's going to, but I just don't know how I'm going to feel about it, just because it's it's very hard to put into words. Like, but obviously the overarching word is like, it's a cop out. Um, and I just don't know. I honestly don't know. Um, I can probably look at some of these comments here. Yep. Yeah. So yeah, I'm seeing the mixed feelings in the comments here of the chapter. Um, yeah, like yeah, I'm seeing so many mixed feeling comments in here, and I can agree with some of them. I can agree with some of them. Um, but yeah, it's literally just like I said, it's a cop out. It's a cop out. That's all it is. It's a cop out. Yeah. Do I like this chapter? Overall, not really. This definitely it literally like one of the first comments is this chapter perfectly encapsulates why my hero will never be more than an above average hero manga. Now, yeah, I can see that as an above average hero manga. However, it is one hero manga that has that has gotten so popular over the years, and just a bunch of stuff like that, and like it's crazy. I don't know like how I honestly don't know how this story is going to end at this point. It's probably going to have so many mixed reactions, um, and stuff like that. And like I don't like I don't know, man. Like, I don't know. I literally have no more words to say other than this is cop out writing, and a bunch of things that are happening um from forward on. Bro, I don't even know. I literally don't even know. Um but yeah. Anyway, hopefully you guys have enjoyed this. If you did, please hit that thumbs up button. Leave some comments down below on what you guys thought. I really would like to know. Um But yeah, if you guys are new to my channel, please consider hitting the subscribe and notification bell right here. And yeah, I will see you guys